Hey guys, what's up? In this video I will show you how you can make the cursor like this. So you can see we're actually using an emoji for a cursor, and this is actually done using plain vanilla JavaScript without using any third-party libraries, and it's pretty easy if you ask me. So let's try to make it happen, right? Perfect. So I'm going to say create a new directory here. So I'll create a new folder called, wait a second, I have a folder for YouTube, so I will say particles. Okay, so I will just name it particles, but anyways you can name it whatever you want, obviously. Alright, so you can see there's nothing right now. We're gonna start with index.html, then we will have a style.css, and then we will have a script, or app.js. Alright, so these three files. Let's start. So let's just hide this bar here, and this is index.html. Alright, so let's start. We will start with a default HTML5 code. We'll say emoji cursor. Okay. Alright, so we can start. Let's quickly link the style sheet, so we can do link colon CSS, and also link the JavaScript file. So we'll say script colon src to be /app.js. Perfect. So we're all set up. Let's open this with live server. So live server is actually an npm package. You can just install it npm-c or use the VS Code live server extension. Both will work fine. So let's start by styling. So let me write some markup first. So what I'm going to have is a pen which is going to contain an emoji, to be specific, this emoji. Alright, so you can see this, right? Yes. Now we'll go to the style sheet, and now we'll do some basic styling. So we'll start with some global styling such as margin 0, padding 0, box sizing to be border box, and yep. So these are some global styling so that we do not get any margin. And now we're gonna style this span. Let's give it some classes. So class to be cursor, and we're also gonna provide an ID. Okay, so cursor. Oh, we don't want that symbol. Alright, so we can style it like cursor, and we can say font size to be 1.5 rem. You can change it depending upon your need. So position is going to be absolute, and then perfect. So now I'm going to go to the JavaScript file to write some JavaScript code. So we will start with selecting the cursor element. So we'll say cursor is equals to document.query selector, and we're going to provide the query here to select. So that's just cursor. I'm gonna have two variables here like this, and let's start with a event. So document.add event listener. We want to handle the event called mouse move. So where is mouse move? This is the mouse move event, and what we want to do is just update these x and y values. So we'll do e.clientx, and in a similar manner I'm going to do e.clientY. Perfect. So this will update the x and y variables every time this changes. Let me show you what I mean. So if I do console.log, and if I just log these two variables like this, and if I open the console here, so you can see every time I try to change it, these values are changing. Perfect. So now what we're going to do is, like, we'll create a method called put the cursor, and what it does is basically changes the style of the cursor. So basically it adds the top and right property. So we'll do cursor.style.top style.top and it's going to be y. So y is actually the current y position of the mouse, and minus the cursor dot this autocompletion sucks. So there's a method called get bounding client rect. It contains the information about the width, height stuff of the element. So we're going to use the height here and divide by 2. So what this line means is so if I just use the y, so the problem that I will face is, for example, if you have the image here and the cursor's position is over here, okay, so the image will start from here, right? But what I actually want is, if the cursor position is here, I want the image to start at absolute center, right? So this will make sense. This is not what we want, right? So I can cut it, but this is what we want. Alright, so that's why I'm using this and dividing it by 2 to get the half of the height, and then we're going to finally add pixels to actually convert it into pixel. In the same manner, I'm gonna have the code for left, so we're gonna do left, and this is going to be x and this is going to be width, right, as you expected. And yeah, that's it. It is basically trying to change the value. Okay, so you can see if I hover, nothing is happening, or nothing is changing. Now what I'm going to do is so now we're going to actually implement the thing, right? So how it is going to change the thing that we want. So let's do it. So we're going to make a function called repeat often. So we're going to use something called request animation frame, so which will continuously call a method again and again. So this method is actually used for creating animation. So we can call request animation frame here and pass the method, which is repeat often. Okay, so we're basically recursively calling this. So again, at the end, we just need to call it, okay, to actually initiate it. Now if I start hovering over it, so basically moving my mouse, so you can see that the image is also moving, but the problem is the cursor is still visible, right? So let's hide the cursor. So hiding cursor is obviously easy. We'll go to this location, and here we'll do cursor to be none. Okay, so now if I start moving, you can see the cursor is not visible. If I double click, you can see the span is actually getting selected, or I would say the emoji is actually getting selected. So how to handle it? So in order to handle it, we just need to do some styles in the cursor itself. So we're going to do here, we will say, first of all, we want to change the pointer events to none, and also we're going to change the user select to none, okay, so that the user can't select this div. So now if I double click here, you can obviously hear the sound of the mouse, but nothing is happening, right? That's what we want. Alright, now, so this is how you can do it now. But if you see in the demo, in that demo I've actually shown you like how to change this content as well, right, when you click. So in order to implement it, we're going to go to the JavaScript file, and now again what we're going to do is basically listen for mouse down event and then change the content. Okay, so it's actually pretty easy. Just increase the font size, which I should have done earlier. But anyways, so document dot add event listener, and we're going to look for mouse down event, and when this event arises, we just want to change the content of the cursor. So we'll do cursor dot, oh my god, this auto completion is so stupid, cursor dot inner HTML is equals to, and we're gonna pick this emoji, right? And now once the mouse is down, after that we want to add one more event, which is document dot add event listener. Now we'll say mouse up. So when you're releasing the mouse, at that stage we just want to change the content again. So cursor, you know what, I'm just going to copy this line and paste it here, and let's pick the emoji, and we're just going to change this. Perfect. Now, so when you're doing mouse up, we also want to remove the event listener. Okay, so this is a good practice. So we'll do remove event listener, and we want to remove the mouse down. Okay, so now you can see this is what we want, right? So this is how you can change the default mouse which is present in HTML, or I would suggest in your website. So this looks really nice because it's not default, right? So it gives a unique look to your websites. So yeah, let me just show you one more, like just a demo. So I'm just going to write some h1 here, lorem4, and say HR, and then I'm going to have a paragraph tag of lorem 300, and then I'm just going to put blank content. Okay, so you can see this, right? If I select it, you can see it looks nice. Alright, so thanks for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, smash that like button. It kind of motivates me to make videos. So yeah, that's it.